What would you do if you lost everything: your job, your money, your security? For many, this is a nightmare. But for Colonel Sanders, it was the beginning of one of the most successful empires in the world. Imagine losing everything you've worked for. The house, the car, your savings gone. Most people would feel defeated, ready to give up on their dreams. But what if that's exactly where success begins? This was the reality for Harlan Sanders, the man behind KFC. At 65 years old, Sanders found himself bankrupt, without a home or a steady income. Yet, this is where his story of success truly began. This video is not just about the rise of a fast food giant. It's about how, even when you have nothing left, you can still chase success. We'll now take a deep dive into Colonel Sanders' life and discover how he turned failure into fortune. You might think success is only for those with money, luck, or privilege, but Sanders proved that success is for anyone willing to keep going, no matter how many times life knocks them down. So if you've ever felt like giving up because it seems like the world is against you, stick around. You might just find the inspiration you need to keep going and chase your own success. When life knocks you down, do you stay down? Or do you rise up like the Colonel did? Colonel Sanders didn't start with a silver spoon in his mouth. In fact, his life was filled with setbacks and failures. From a young age, he faced challenges that many people would consider insurmountable. He dropped out of school in the 4th grade to help support his family. He worked a variety of jobs, but most of them didn't last long. From farmhand to streetcar conductor, Sanders couldn't seem to find stability. Yet, he didn't let this define him. By the time he was 40, Sanders had experienced multiple career changes and even failed businesses. At one point, he was working as a cook in a gas station, scraping by just to survive. But in his 60s, when most people would think about retiring, Sanders made a decision that would change his life forever. He decided to chase his dream of sharing his fried chicken recipe with the world. This moment didn't come after years of success. It came after years of failure. And this is the key takeaway. Perseverance is the fuel that drives success. Sanders didn't give up, even when life seemed to have knocked him down at every turn. He believed in his vision and, despite the obstacles, kept pushing forward. The lesson here is clear. No matter how many times you fall, as long as you get back up, you're one step closer to success. The Colonel didn't have it easy. He made countless mistakes, faced rejections, and went through hard times. But every failure taught him something new, bringing him closer to the goal he had always dreamed of. Colonel Sanders didn't see failure as the end. He saw it as just another opportunity to succeed. If you think about all the times you've failed, it can be hard to see the silver lining. Failures hurt, they sting, they frustrate, and sometimes they can feel like the end of the road. But what if you could reframe failure as just a stepping stone to something greater? Colonel Sanders did exactly that. After years of rejection, Sanders faced another huge setback. His first restaurant, which was a successful venture at first, went under due to a fire that destroyed the building. Instead of giving up on his dream, Sanders found an opportunity in the ashes. He realized that his secret recipe was the key to his future, and he didn't need a big restaurant to share it with the world. This is when he took his famous fried chicken to the streets, literally. He started traveling from town to town, knocking on restaurant doors, pitching his recipe to anyone who would listen. In total, Sanders faced 1,009 rejections before finding a partner who believed in him. That's right, 1,009 no's before he found his yes. But instead of seeing these rejections as failures, Sanders used each one to improve his approach. He believed in his recipe so much that he didn't let rejection stop him. He saw it as a chance to refine his pitch, improve his strategy, and keep going. Every no made him stronger. Every setback pushed him to get better. In fact, he didn't let the fire, the bankruptcy, or the rejections define him. Instead, he turned them into opportunities to learn, adapt, and try again. It is this mindset that sets Sanders apart from so many others who would have given up long before. The lesson here is simple. Failure is not the end. It's a chance to pivot, to improve, and to keep going. When you face challenges, don't let them break you. Use them as opportunities to rise again, better than before. What drives success? It's not just skill. It's belief in your idea and passion for your dream. In the world of business and success, it's easy to think that skill alone can get you to the top. But Colonel Sanders' journey proves that passion and belief in your idea can be just as powerful, if not more so, than anything else. When Sanders first started sharing his fried chicken recipe, he wasn't just offering food. He was offering a part of himself. He believed in his recipe deeply, and that belief was contagious. As he traveled from one restaurant to the next, he didn't just pitch a dish, he pitched his dream. He wasn't just selling food, he was sharing his passion for something he truly believed in. And that energy and enthusiasm made all the difference. When you believe in something with all your heart, others can feel it. People want to get behind an idea when they see the passion behind it. Sanders wasn't the best businessman, nor was he the youngest or most educated. But his unshakable belief in his product and his unwavering passion made others believe in him. This shows us something incredibly important. When you have passion and belief, you can inspire others to follow you, even if you don't have all the perfect qualifications or circumstances. It's the drive and the vision that matters most. Think about it. How often do we quit or second-guess ourselves because we doubt the value of our dreams? Sanders didn't have any reason to think his fried chicken would become a global sensation, but his belief in his product pushed him through the toughest times. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He just went after what he loved. The key takeaway: passion and belief can transform ordinary ideas into extraordinary successes. Even when the odds were against him, Colonel Sanders' unwavering confidence in his recipe led to a global brand we now recognize as KFC. If he could chase his dream with nothing but belief and passion, so can you. Sometimes, starting over is exactly what you need to find success. Colonel Sanders didn't become the face of KFC by sticking with what was comfortable or familiar. In fact, his journey is a testament to the power of reinvention. When life gave him one setback after another, he didn't just give up. He reinvented himself. At 65 years old, most people would be thinking about retirement, but Sanders wasn't ready to slow down. In fact, he was just getting started. After losing his business, his savings, and even his home, Sanders realized he had nothing to lose. He took a bold step and decided to completely change his life. Instead of retiring quietly, he started over, putting his heart into the one thing he believed could work: his fried chicken recipe. Here's the powerful part. Sanders didn't just repackage his idea, he reinvented his approach. He went door to door, offering his recipe to restaurant owners across the country. At a time when most people would have been too tired or discouraged to start over, Sanders embraced the idea that it's never too late to chase success. Reinvention is often the key to unlocking new opportunities. For many of us, the fear of starting over or changing direction can feel daunting. But Sanders proved that it is not about how old you are or how many times you've failed. It's about your willingness to try again, to reinvent yourself, and to keep moving forward. Starting over isn't a sign of failure. It's an opportunity to grow. The lesson here is simple. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself when life doesn't go as planned. Whether it's a career change, a new business, or a completely different approach to life, embracing reinvention can open doors to success you might never have imagined. While perseverance is key, timing can make or break your success. We've talked about perseverance, failures, belief, and reinvention. But there is one more factor that played a significant role in Colonel Sanders' success: timing. While hard work and passion are important, sometimes success also requires a bit of luck and being in the right place at the right time. After years of traveling and pitching his recipe, Sanders finally found a man named Pete Harmon who saw the potential in KFC. Harmon was the first person to franchise Sanders Fried Chicken, and this partnership became the turning point for the brand. Timing played a huge role here. Harmon was in the right place at the right time, and he had the right vision to see how Sanders' recipe could work on a larger scale. This moment highlights something crucial. Timing and luck often play a role in success, but that doesn't mean you should wait for them to fall into your lap. Sanders spent years building relationships, refining his pitch, and perfecting his recipe. When the right opportunity came along, he was ready to seize it. It's a powerful reminder. You can create your own luck by putting yourself out there, staying persistent, and being prepared when opportunity knocks. Sanders didn't wait for someone to hand him success. He put in the work, and when the timing was right, he made sure to take full advantage of it. The takeaway here is simple. Success isn't always about being the best or the first. It is about being ready when the opportunity arrives. Keep pushing forward. Keep refining your skills. And when the right time comes, you'll be in the perfect position to succeed. Success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It is available to anyone who dares to chase it, no matter how much they've lost. Colonel Sanders' story is a perfect example of how success can be chased, even when you've lost everything. From his early failures to his eventual rise as the founder of one of the most iconic fast food brands in the world, Sanders proved that success isn't about what you start with. It's about your determination, passion, and willingness to keep going, no matter the odds. Perseverance, turning failures into opportunities, believing in your vision, reinvention, and timing, these are all key ingredients in the recipe for success. So, no matter where you are in life or how many setbacks you've faced, remember that you have the power to chase success, no matter how much you've lost. Now, it's your turn. What's your dream? What are you willing to work for, even when the odds seem stacked against you? The story of Colonel Sanders proves that success is available to anyone who dares to chase it, no matter where they start from. Keep going, and who knows, you might just be the next success story.